Welcome to another edition of Just Ball. I'm here with PGC president and owner Manu Watsa. I wanted to, in this one, just kind of get away from PGC for a second and focus more on your background, your where you played, how you got to be where you're at with PGC, and also going into some personal stuff, favorite players, favorite coaches, favorite teams, that kind of stuff, favorite programs, different stuff. Right. So let's start with kind of your background, where you grew up, where you played, where you got to as far as a level of basketball.
Sure. Grew up just the other side of the border, actually, from Detroit, Michigan, in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Okay. And fell in love with the game at an early age. I started going to a camp. And so speaking of being in the camp world, there was a camp I went to. I think I started at age 10 or 11. My middle school coach encouraged me to go. I think the first year he said, if anyone goes, I'll pay half. And so we went, and I got hooked. I attended that camp, I think, for 8 straight years, from age 10 to age 18. I think I was older than everyone else when I left, but I just didn't want to stop going. And it was just a local community camp, but it was fantastic, and it got that more than anything else got me hooked on the game. And there were some coaches there that were that came over from Detroit that they were so passionate and so challenging, encouraging, inspiring. They just made me want to get better. Sure. And that really birthed in me a love for the game. Yeah. And so
I think that's important because you were talking about, we were talking about in part one how your camp really helps those players go back and connect with their joy and love for the game. Yeah. And most of the people that I talk to, if you ask them, when did you fall in love with the game? It's hardly ever, when I made a game-winning shot over such and such. Or, when I crossed over this kid on the playground and went up and laid it over top of him. It's always, I went to this summer camp. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was the same experience for me. It was a summer camp when I was in 6th grade, and it was at that point because I was actually a baseball player. I loved baseball. I had people who encouraged me to play baseball, wanted me to play baseball, thought I was really good at baseball and had a lot of potential to go far in baseball. But it just seemed like that summer camp that I went to when I was in 6th grade, for a week, I was totally engulfed in basketball, and from then on, I didn't even look back. It was like basketball is my number one. I love this sport. I could care less about any other sports, maybe not care less about them, but they're all on the back burner. Basketball is my number one.
And there's something about a full immersion experience.
There is.
Our courses are 5 days, 4 nights. So they're eating, sleeping, they're living basketball for 5 days. But something about just being immersed in the environment that just for me, I never wanted to leave at the end of nearly any camp I ever went to. And you build the relationships, you get to know the coaches, and you just if it's a really positive experience, you don't want it to come to an end. Exactly. And so that was my experience in the game. I played the game all the way up. Lucky to make my JV team as a freshman because I was still about 4'10", and 12th man at a school of 400. And so had I been at a school of 500, I wouldn't have made the squad. Right. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here today. So was thankful to.
We're glad you are.
Yeah, was thankful to have been at such a small school. But then, when I had the aspiration to play college basketball, it was I was still, by the time I was a senior in high school, only 5'10", and what was going to open that door. And I heard about Point Guard College and said, I got to get there. And that 5 days was transformational. Sure. I came back and I was a different player, a different student, a different leader, a different confidence level. Sure. And that propelled me to have the opportunity to go on and play college basketball at the University of Waterloo, not too far from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Okay. And I played my career there and used the principles that I learned at PGC that really allowed me to. I was an average high school player. I came back and I was a conference all-star, and then had the opportunity to play college basketball. Sure. And so I'm the biggest advocate of PGC because it was so transformational for me. And I had already started a basketball camp at a pretty early age, at the age of 15, in my parents' backyard. So when I came back from PGC at age 16, 17, I started teaching everything I had learned to the kids that I was coaching in my parents' backyard. So, the best way to learn something is to teach it to others.
Yes.
And I had the double benefit of hearing it and learning it, and then secondly getting to teach it. And
that was one of the we talked about focusing more on the mental side. Something that I try to substitute with my players and really get them involved in is the 3 levels of having something stick with you for life is seeing it, doing it, teaching it. And if you do those 3 levels, you'll never have a problem.
Yeah. And so I got to my college career. Things came full circle. I had the opportunity to teach the game in a number of different places and countries, and full circle, I had the opportunity to get involved with PGC. Dina Evans, a UVA standout, had taken on the program once Dick passed away, and she reached out to me, and I had turned my camps into my career at that point in time, but I had the opportunity to get back involved with PGC, and I couldn't think of anything that I would rather do with my life and my career, and so that's how it came full circle.